We got a jam-packed episode for you today from the postponed week 4 and also week 5, plus some ACL too, so stay tuned.
The PFL, 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 the cow, the cow. The PFL, 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 the cow, the cow.
Hello and welcome to PFL Recap with me, Andy. Today I'm gonna go through the week 4 and week 5 plus some ACL 2 matches. Of course, you probably know this already. Week 4 was postponed because of Typhoon Christine, and they didn't play until after week 5. Most of the matches, one exception. But first, I think I will start with the ACL 2. Just a quick sidestep to those matches. And of course, we had Kaya Iloilo and Cebu played 2 matches each in this competition. Kaya faced off with Hong Kong's Eastern, both home and away, while Cebu played against Muangthong. I'm not sure I pronounced that correctly, but yeah, from Thailand. Also, first away and then home. Let's start with Kaya. This was, I think, Kaya's big chance to get any points in this competition. Eastern is a team on par with Kaya, and of course it showed. The first match though, which I actually had Kaya as favorites because they were playing in Manila, but Eastern won that one 2-1. But then in the return game in Hong Kong, Kaya managed to get the first 3 points, securing a 2-1 win over the Hong Kong side. But I think their chances of progressing is quite slim. I think this is the points they will get. They have 2 very tough matches ahead of them, so I think this is the win they got this season. Cebu, on the other hand, had a very tough opponent in Muangthong from Thailand, and they started off away, but they had a very big surprise results in their sleeve there. They managed to get a 2-2 draw away from home. Great performance by the keeper Yun Badalik, helped them to secure that draw. I saw, it was 80-20 something in the possession to Muangthong, so maybe they were a little bit lucky as well, but that is a super result for Cebu. Although the return game at home in Manila, they totally collapsed. They had 2-2 up until it was the 34th minute or so. Then everything just fell apart. They lost 9-2, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the biggest high-scoring game in the competition so far, I think. So, not so good for Cebu there. In between those matches, though, Cebu played one game in the PFL. Since the week before got postponed because of the typhoon, Cebu and One Taguig decided the week after, which was supposed to be a weekend off for the PFL. I'm not sure if it was something with the Rizal Memorial Stadium that week. So occupied or they were doing some maintenance. I don't know. Maybe you know. Say it in the comments. But anyway, they decided to play in Cebu. And it was quite an exciting match. There was a big fighting spirit from both teams. There was a lot of duels, a lot of cards given out. It was a very tough, still entertaining game. Ended though in a goalless 0-0. But I think that was quite an exciting match anyway. One Taguig though should have won that game. They had the golden chance there at the later part of the second half. He had an open goal and he headed the ball into the post. Close. But yeah, 0-0 draw there. Then we jump forward to week 5. And first on the Saturday, it was Manila Digger versus Loyola Palawan. Digger has been one of the season's standout teams, and Loyola is struggling a little bit. And it was a dominant win for Digger, 4-0. Pretty much shows that the Digger is a team that other teams should look out for. The next match on the Saturday was One Taguig versus Mendiola, and this could have just ended one way. Mendiola is way behind the others, it feels like. And One Taguig is of course one of the contenders this season, and it was the biggest win of the season so far. One Taguig won 7-0. Quite expected, I must say. The last match on Saturday was Maharlika Taguig versus PFF Youth national team. And beforehand I was a little bit excited about this match. It was like, can the youth team show that they have something in them to be competitive this season? And Maharlika, of course, I think have been the better one of the bottom teams. They have a lot of experience. So it was quite exciting to watch this match. But it ended in a 0-0 draw. I think it's a good result for both teams actually. And of course, on Sunday we had 2 very exciting matches. First off, we had Davao Aguilas against Dynamic Herb Cebu, and it was a quite exciting match. It was also against two teams that I actually root for, both of them. I wasn't sure where my heart was when the game started. And Davao went up 2-0, but Cebu actually managed to turn things around, and they won eventually with 3-2. But I learned something in this match, where my heart is, and apparently my heart is with Davao. Which was a little bit surprise for me, because I was sitting there watching the game, and when they scored the first, I jumped up from the sofa and yeah, I didn't think. I thought I would be more calm, but yeah, Davao. And of course, closing off the week 5 was one of the biggest matches of the season, I think. Stallion Laguna against the champions Kaya Iloilo. I must say, I was surprised about the result. Kaya totally made a big statement here. They won 5-1, and Stallion had to go back home and think about what went wrong. But big win for Kaya there. And then on the Tuesday after, they decided to play the week 4 matches that was postponed, the remaining ones. And first off, we had the youth team against Mendiola. Again here it's experience against youths, and this time youth won. The youth team got their first win of the season, and Mendiola just continued losing. It was close though, it ended 2-1, but I really think the youth team was quite better than Mendiola. You can see they have evolved from last season if you compare the youth team to Toloy, because the youth team is sort of just Toloy, but they still have the very fast passing game and very skilled players in the youth team. But something that they have got better this season is they feel stronger, fitter. They lasted the whole game. That was, I think, a problem with the Toloy last season. They, at the end of the matches, they just couldn't keep up, and also with the strength of the other teams last season, they weren't there. But this season they feel much stronger, much fitter than Mendiola at least. Mendiola looked so tired at the end, with many players laying down with cramps, and so good win for the youth team. Then on the Tuesday we had Manila Digger against Maharlika, and since how things are going with Digger now, I was not surprised that they won 5-1 against Maharlika, and Saiku Seisei scored twice, and that makes him the league's top scorer with 7 goals in 5 matches. Also, this put Manila Digger on top of the table. They show that they are want to get into the race here for the top 4. And on the Wednesday we had Kaya Iloilo against Loyola. And of course, beforehand, like after the 5-1 win against Stallion, I was sort of suspected that Kaya will just run over Loyola, but Loyola probably played their best game this season so far. They were showing that they were not gonna just lay down and let Kaya run all over them. The match ended 3-2. Of course, Kaya did rest some players, I should say, but still, Loyola shows now that okay, we are not the new Manila Montet. And then the last game of week 4 was Stallion versus Davao. And Stallion really need to bounce back after that terrible performance against Kaya. And Davao have had a very hard schedule so far. They of course want to show that they are also a top team, and they did. They won 1-0 Davao. So Stallion has now lost 2 in a row. Can they recuperate and get out of this little slump? So yeah, after 5 matches now, Manila Digger are on top, followed by Kaya Iloilo, who has 1 match less played and are the only unbeaten team still so far. And in the bottom we have Mendiola. They still have no points, and the youth team, we can see here, they climbed to the 7th with their 4 points they got in week 4 and 5. So I think this season looks very, very interesting for sure. Coming up on match week 6, we have some exciting fixtures. First off, we have Davao Aguilas against Manila Digger. Davao has their tough schedule continues here, facing off the league leaders. We'll see. Can they win this match and get into the fight for the top 4. Then we have One Taguig versus the youth team. Taguig is the big favorite here, but I will be rooting for the youth team here. I really like how they play, the same as Tulloy. Tulloy was one of my favorite teams last season also. Then we also have Kaya Iloilo against Mendiola, and I think you can count on at least over 5 goals in this match to Kaya. Mendiola shouldn't have a chance here. And also Cebu is gonna play Maharlika, and this should be a win for Cebu. Maybe Maharlika can surprise. They have shown some points that they are a much better team than last season. I've said it many times. And Cebu has been a little bit hit and miss, I think. I think it will be Cebu who wins that game. And then we also have Stallion against Loyola. And I think this is almost like a must win for Stallion. But Loyola, if they can play like they did against Kaya, they can surprise Stallion and give them their 3rd loss in a row. Who knows? We will see this weekend coming up. But before we wrap up here, I heard that some exciting news that Ang Liga, who, for those who don't know, who watch this, it's more like a college university league. They have decided to launch a men's open division, and that will include some of the teams that actually played in the PFL last season. Philippines Army, Air Force, and also Don Bosco Garelli. Together with them, we also have Philippine Navy and Coast Guard, and also some of the top college teams. I think it was De La Salle and San Beda. So that will be an interesting, and I don't understand, like, of course I'm sitting here in Norway just looking into what's happening in Philippines and Filipino football, and I'm getting really involved. I really am, and I just don't understand why they can't just choose them. And this is the PFL 2, or the 2nd division in Philippines, because it's all about this. If they have trouble launching the PFL 2, why not just use the existing leagues in the Philippines and just promote them to, you are the 2nd division. So you can have this Ang Liga, and you can have the Zamboanga Football League, which seems to be quite good as well, and very well organized, so what I can read on Facebook. So why not use those 2 leagues? You are now the 2nd division, and then you can have like the winner of Ang Liga and the winner of the Zamboanga Football League have a playoff. The ones who win there get promoted to the PFL. I don't know, that's just my thought. What do you think? Leave a comment, because I think that's the best way to go. I don't understand why they are keep waiting for the PFL 2. They can't launch it, or for me it just seems a little bit weird why they don't use the already existing leagues. I don't know. If you know why they don't do that, comment, please. I want to know. Educate me. That is it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. Please give a like, subscribe, and also comment down below what you think. What you think about this. And I hope to see you next time. For now, bye bye.
The PFL, it's the PFL, the PFL, the PFL, it's the PFL, the PFL, the PFL, it's the PFL, the cow, the cow. the PFL.